Good day, everyone. This is Engineer Melissa, your instructor in CE154. And on this video, I will be discussing Unit 6, which is the design of members for combined forces and torsion. So on this unit, we will be having a short introduction and then the discussion of the interaction formulas. And we will be having 4 to 5 illustrative problems. And then after careful study of this unit, the students should be able to do the following. Number 1 is to identify the different combinations of loading subjected to a structural member, compute the critical stresses due to the combination of loads, and design and analyze structural members for combined forces and torsion. Okay, so this topic is just a review of what we have discussed from Chapter 2, tension, flexure, compression, and shear. Okay, so this is now the combination of all the loadings na po pwedeng ma-experience ng mga elements natin or yung mga structural members natin. And of course, with the combination of torsion. So technically speaking, parang simple lang siya. Madadagdagan lang tayo ng isang formula, which is yung tinatawag natin na interaction formulas, on which yung interaction formula, this is the interaction of the forces and stresses na na-experience ng mga elements natin. Okay? So let's proceed now to the introduction. So while many structural members can be treated as actually loaded columns or as beams with only flexural loading, most beams and columns are subjected to some degree of both bending and axial load. Okay, so we have already discussed this one, I think from the previous meetings or previous units, that the elements, the combination, or I mean the elements that experience, or the elements that are experiencing both axial and flexure are known as the beam columns, right? The beam columns, yung mga members na tinatawag natin na beam columns. So these are the elements that are subjected to both flexural loading and axial loadings. So columns that are part of a steel building frame must resist both bending moments in addition to the usual compressive loads due to the following. So we have here eccentricity of the compressive load, columns geometric imperfections, and weight and other lateral loads. Okay, so yung mga columns natin, we are assuming kasi na yung mga columns natin are subjected purely to compression. Okay, but in some instances, okay, they are also experiencing bending moments because of the following. Number 1 is the eccentricity. So if we say eccentricity, okay, so if we say eccentricity, yung loading natin or yung load is not applied directly doon sa center. Diba? Kunwari, this is our column. Assume yung column natin, this is perfectly straight. Okay? So this is the center. Okay. So pag compression, ayan, we are assuming na yung load is directly applied on that axis. So purely compression siya. But due to the eccentricity, okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na offset. Okay? Offset. So the loading, okay, assume na straight yan. So the loading, yan yung center, kunwari, the loading is subjected somewhere here. Okay, may offset na tinatawag. Yan yung tinatawag natin na eccentricity. Okay, so imagine this one, meron kang load dito sa portion na to. So, aside from compression, okay, it can also bend, di ba? May bend yan kasi hindi nga nakagitna yung loading natin. So, that is yung eccentricity of the compressive load. Okay, next is the columns geometric imperfections. So, hindi naman perfectly straight talaga yung mga kino-construct natin na columns, especially if it is made up of concrete, no? Due to, kunwari, yung mga forma, hindi naman siya perfectly straight. So, meron siyang, initially, during the construction pa lang, meron na siyang bending. And then, parang mas lumalala lang siya if nalalagyan na siya ng load. Okay? So, columns geometric imperfections. And then, of course, the wind and other lateral loads. Example here are the earthquake loads. Yan. So, yung mga columns natin, mga elements, merong mga lateral loadings due to the wind and lateral, or the example of lateral loads are also the earthquake loadings. Or po pwede rin yung swaying of the frames. Okay? So, sideway forces ang tawag dyan. So, these are the 3 common reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng bending yung mga columns natin. Okay, so we now have here the interaction formula. So we have here the relationship between the required and available strength. So required strength all over the available strength must be lesser than or equal to 1.0. So ito yung gusto natin as a designer, no? Yung nire-require na loading all over doon sa kayang ibigay ng element must be lesser than or equal to 1.0. Okay? So dapat lang na mas malaki, di ba? This will be equal or lesser than 1.0 if the denominator is greater than the numerator, right? So, gusto natin is mas malaki yung kayang ibigay ng element. Diba? Yung available. Mas malaki yung kayang ibigay ng element compared doon sa kailangan. The required strength na tinatawag. Okay? So, that is the relationship. Now, if we now have here, compression and tension members muna for our actual forces. So, yung required strength is express our PR, load, required load. R stands for required and P, of course, our loading. Divided by PC, which is the available. Okay, I don't know if bakit C yung in-express dito. But this is the available. Okay, the available axial strength. The required divided by the available must be lesser than or equal to 1.0. Now, if our members is experiencing both flexure or bending plus axial forces, isa-sum up natin ngayon yung dalawa. So we have here this load, this one is coming from our axial. It may be either compression or tension. And then this one, yung moment natin, these are the bending moments. Galing siya, or this is the bending moments. Okay? So we have here the required bending moments divided by the available bending moments or the flexural strength. Okay? Moment or the flexural strength. Okay. So again, this is the simple formula for our interaction formula. We have here for axial, PR all over PC, plus the required flexural strength divided by the available flexural strength must be lesser than or equal to 1.0. Okay? What if yung ating loading is nagbibigay ng bending on both X and Y axis? Okay? So, dadagdagan ulit natin siya ng isa. So, this is yung tinatawag natin na biaxial bending. Bending on both X and Y axis. So, there will be two moment ratios. These are the two moment ratios. So, PR all over PC from our axial plus the flexural strength coming from the X-axis plus the flexural strength coming from the Y-axis, and they must be lesser than or equal to 1.0 para masabi natin na safe or adequate yung isang member. Okay? So, this is the basis for the NSCP formula for members subjected to bending plus axial load. The X and Y subscript refer to the bending about the X and Y axis. Okay, so this is the general formula for our interaction between the forces and bending moments. Now, yung NSCP, in-adapt niya yung formula na to. So, this formula, nasa NSCP natin. So, let's open our NSCP on section 508. This one. Section 508. So, we have here interaction formulas. Okay, isa-isayin lang natin. We have here 508.1. So, this is for the doubly and singly symmetric members subjected to flexure and axial force. Okay, so yung 508.1, na-divide siya into two. Kasi dalawa yung axial natin, di ba? We have two kinds of axial force. We have here for compression, ayan. And then, another one is for tension. Okay. So, the NSCP adopted yung ating general formula on which, ay, meron tayo ditong dalawa. If PR, or the required strength divided by the available strength is greater than or equal to 0.2, we will be using this formula. Okay? And then, for this one, if it is lesser than 0.2, of course, ito naman yung gagamitin natin. So, for the first formula, ayan, for the first formula, it is intended for large axial loading. Okay, and then the second formula is for small axial loading. So, yung 0.2 dito, there is a assumption from the AISC that 20% of the Euler buckling load, the column deflection is at minimal. Okay, so yung 20% yung ina-assume natin para, kumbaga, safe or kumbaga, ideal or acceptable yung bending. Okay, 20% of the available flexural or the available axial loading. Okay? So, yan yung code base yan. Code base limit yan. Yung 0.2 na yan. Inadapt lang ni NSCP. Okay? So, again, if PRL over PC is greater than 0.2, we have here the formula. And if it is lesser than 0.2, therefore, ito naman yung gagamitin natin for a small axial load. Okay, let's go back to NSCP. So this is 508.1, flexure plus compression, flexure plus tension. Now, yung ating compression, flexure and compression, ito yung gagamitin natin. And also, flexure and tension, we will also be using this one, this formula. Kasi ang sabi dito, yan, the interaction of flexure and tension in doubly symmetric members and singly symmetric members constrained to bend about a geometric axis X and or Y shall be limited by equations 508.1-1a, which is this one, and 508.1-1b. Okay, so we will be utilizing the same formula. And then, meron lang ditong some limitations. Okay, so discuss natin yan further sa mga examples natin. Now, we have here 508.2. Okay, 508.2. Unsymmetric and other members subject to flexure and axial force. Okay. So this section addresses the interaction of flexure and axial stress for shapes not covered in section 508.1. It is also permitted to use the provisions of this section for any shape in lieu of the provisions of section 508.1. So yung 508.2, pwede para natin siyang gamitin in substitution with 508.1. Kasi sabi dito sa user note din ng 508.1, section 508.2 is permitted to be used in lieu of the provisions of this section. Ganun din yung sinabi ni 508.2. Pwede natin gamitin si 508.1. Okay, so ito naman yung kanyang formula. So ano ba yung difference ng dalawa? Bakit po pwede natin silang gamitin parehas? Okay, now, in 508.1, okay, kung mapapansin nyo dito, yung mga unit, naka-Newton, tsaka Newton millimeter. So we are talking about here forces and bending moments. Okay, dito naman, sa 508.2, naka-megapascal. Yan. Ibig sabihin, we are talking about stresses here. So, kahit anong gamitin mo dyan, 508.1 or 508.2, it will yield most probably on the same result. Kasi, we know that the force or the stress is directly proportional to our forces. Okay, this one. Diba? If we have here axial stress, yan. It is directly proportional to our load. And also, if we have the bending stress, it is also directly proportional to our moment. Ayan. So, pwede natin gamitin si 508.1 or 508.2. Siguro depende na lang doon sa sasabihin ng problem kung ano yung i-apply natin. Okay? And next, 508.3, we have here members under torsion. Okay, papasok na dito si torsion. And then the combination of torsion, flexure, shear, and other forces. And then, of course, we have here for HSS and so on. Okay, so balikan natin yung mga provisions from NSCP as we go on to our examples later on. Okay, so that's it for the introduction and interaction formula. Gagamitin natin. Let's proceed now to the illustrative problems. Oh, okay. Before we proceed to the illustrative problems, okay, balikan muna natin itong interaction formula. So, yung PR natin required, so paano natin kinocompute yan? PR, MR, it can be computed dun sa ginagamit natin. That is the PU, di ba? 1.2 PD plus 1.6 PL. Usually, ito yung ginagamit natin. So, ito na yung tinatawag natin na required yung PR. Okay, pag LRFD. Pag ASD, of course, we have here PD, the dead load plus live load. Okay? Yung moment or the flexural strength is also the same kung paano natin kinukuha during the flexure. What about the PC, the available? Okay, paano natin kinocompute yan? With the use of the limiting states. Okay, limiting states. So, kumbaga, again, this is just a review of what we have done from Unit 2 hanggang shear. Okay? So, refresh na lang to. Yun nga lang, medyo matrabaho kasi we are not only dealing with one force, or one stress anymore. We are dealing with two or more forces or stresses. So, medyo matrabaho siya. So, every problem, it may take more than 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay? Sige, let's have now illustrative problem 1. So, we have here W shape subject to combined compression and bending moment about axis. So, determine if an ASTM A992W360 by 147 has a sufficient available strength to support the actual forces and moments listed as follows. The unbraced length is 3.5 meters and the member has pinned ends. Okay, so given na po yung ating required, no? These are the required forces and the flexural strength. Okay, so no need to compute for the required, given na po. And then, binigay ko na rin dito yung geometric properties of our section. Okay, so let's start. Again, this is the combination of compression and bending moment or the flexure. So, compression plus flexure tayo. So, unahin natin si compression. Okay, so in compression, the first step here is to check the slenderness ratio, right? Check the slenderness ratio or slenderness limitation. Okay, slenderness limit. Okay, so we have here KL all over R along X must be lesser than 200. So, yung section natin has pinned ends, therefore K is equal to 1.0. Length, what about the length? We have 3,500. Divided by Rx, which is 157. So, this is equal to 22.293. Okay, so it is lesser than 200. Pasok. Next, KL all over RY. We have 1.035 divided by 94.2. Okay, 94.2. So we have here 37.155. Okay, so they are within the limit, but this one will govern. Okay, next is to check the slenderness of the elements. Okay, slenderness of the element. So yung section natin is a wide flange. Okay, so we have here unstiffened tsaka stiffened element. Okay, unahin natin si flange for the unstiffened. Okay, so open your NSCP on section 504. 502, table 502.4. This one, and table 502.4. Okay, so we have here unstiffened elements for flange, wide flange po tayo. So we will be utilizing case number 3 with thickness ratio BL over T. And then we have 0.56 squared of EFY, case 3. And then for the web, I think we have case number 10. Yeah, case number 10. Uniform compression in webs. So this is the width thickness ratio, and then this is our lambda R. Okay? So flange. So we have B all over T is just equal to BF all over 2TF, right? Which is equal to 9.34. Okay. Next, the lambda R. Lambda R, wala palang P. Okay, for lambda R, ano ulit yun? We have 0.56 EFY. Tama ba? Yan, 0.56 EFY. Okay, direct na natin, no? So, yung modulus of elasticity natin is 200,000, and then our material is made up of A992. FY is 345. Okay. Diretso na natin. So, this is equal to 13.483. Okay? Therefore, this section is considered as non-slender. Okay? Non-slender element. Or, I mean, the flange. Next is for the web. Okay? We will be using case number 10. So, HL over TW with thickness ratio 23.3. And then, yung lambda R is equal to 1.49 square root of EFY. Yan, diretso na rin natin. So, this is equal to 35.875. Okay, so parehas silang non-slender. So, the flange is non-slender element and also the web is a non-slender element. Okay. So, after that one, proceed na tayo sa section 500. Ayan. 505. Ayan. Design of members for compression. So, both non-slender. So, let's check 505.3. Compressive strength for flexible backplate of members without slender elements. So, this section applies to compression members with compact and non-compact section, or these are the non-slender elements as defined in section 502. Okay. Check. Pasok siya sa 505.3. Next, 505.4. Compressive strength for torsional without slender elements. This section applies to singly symmetric and unsymmetric members and certain doubly symmetric members such as cruciform or built up. Okay, so our section is a wide flange. Doubly symmetric siya. Pero hindi siya pasok dito. Kasi dapat cruciform siya ka built up. Okay, therefore, only 505.3 is applicable. Okay, on which the nominal compressive strength is equal to FCR AG. But before we compute this one, FCR, kailangan muna nating i-compare si elastic critical buckling stress with 0.44 Fy. And tignan natin kung saan siya mag-fall. Okay? So, 505.3. So, ang limiting state lang natin is flexural buckling. Flexural buckling. Okay? On which the nominal compressive strength is equal to FCR AG. But we will compare 0.44 Fy. So this is Fy natin is 345. 0.44 multiplied by 345 is 151.8 megapascal. Okay, next is yung elastic natin. I squared E all over KL all over R squared. Okay, so pi squared of 200,000 divided by yung governing na KL all over R natin is 37.155. 37. 155 squared. Okay? Therefore, this is equal to 1429.866 megapascal. Okay? Therefore, Fe, our Fe is greater than 0.44 Fy. Therefore, our FCR is equal to greater than 0.658. So, ito yung gagamitin natin. Yan. Kasi Fe is greater than 0.44 Fy. So, 0.658. 658 Fy all over Fe multiplied by Fy. 345 divided by 1429.866 multiplied by 345. So this is equal to 311.861 megapascal. Okay? Therefore, the nominal compressive strength is equal to FCRAG. So 311.861 multiplied by the gross area 18,800. 18,800 millimeter squared. So this one is Newton per millimeter. Ayan, cancel. So i-convert natin into kilonewton, no? So we have here 5862.98 kilonewton. Okay. But we need under LRFD, the design strength, we have phi, Pn. Okay, phi natin is 0.9. So this is equal to 5276. Direct ko na, no? 5276.68 kilonewton. Okay, phi Pn, the design is 5276.68 kilonewton. Okay? And then under ASD, we have Pn all over omega. So this is 3510.765 kilonewton. Okay. So these are now the available, no? Available. So ano ba yung required? Yan, yung given. Required under LRFD is 1.9, tapos under ASD is 1.2. Okay, so pasok naman, no? Safe naman. This is 1.9 kilonewton. And then this is 1 tau greater than 1,200 kilonewton. Okay, so in summary, this one, ayan, LRFD and ASD natin, ito, yung tinatawag ngayon natin na EC. Diba? EC, the available. Ito naman, yung dalawang to, yung 1.9 tsaka 1.2, yan yung tinatawag natin na ER. Okay? Required. So, safe siya for compression. But, again, this problem or this element is experiencing both compression and bending. So, check natin for bending. Tsaka natin i-conclude later on if kaya niya. If both is na-i-apply doon sa element natin. Okay, so okay na tayo sa compression. Proceed naman tayo sa flexure. Okay. Flexure. Now, yung problem kasi natin, binigay niya na yung ano tawag dito? Required, no? Required. So, mapapansin natin, meron tayong moment along X and moment along Y. Ibig sabihin, the bending is happening on both axes, X and Y axis. So, ang gagawin natin dyan is to identify the flexural strength along first X-axis, tsaka natin gawin mamaya on the weaker axis. Okay, so ito na, medyo mahaba talaga siya na trabaho. So, flexure. Ano ba yung una natin ginagawa pag flexure? Required. Okay, given naman na yung required. Sige. Required flexural strength, we have under LRFD is 410 kilonewton meter, di ba? LRFD. And then pag ASD, we have yung 230 kanina. Okay, MAX. 230 kilonewton dot meter. 410 tsaka 230. Okay, next to this one is the slenderness. Okay. Slenderness of the element. Yung slenderness of the element natin, again, nasa flexure na po tayo. So, unahin natin si flange and stiffened. Flange, of course, iba na yun, hindi ito yung gagamitin natin kasi this is for compression. Flexure na tayo. So, 504.2. So, I think it's case number 1. And case number 1, flexure in flanges of rolled I-shaped section and channels. So, we have here the width thickness ratio, BL over T. Lambda P, 0.38 square root of EFY. And lambda R is 1.0 EFY. Okay, so that is for the flange. Para sa web naman, okay, tuloy-tuloy ko na para hindi ko na balikan to. For the web, we have case number 9. Ayan, flexure in webs of doubly symmetric I-shaped section and channels. HL over TW, 3.76 EFY and 5.7 EFY. Okay, so unahin natin si flange. So, case number 1. So, our B all over T is just our BF all over 2TF, which is equal to 9.34. Okay, next. Lambda P, we have 0.38 square root of EFY. Ayan, diretso na rin natin. FY is 345. So, we have 9.149. Okay, so 9.34 or B all over T is greater than lambda P. Therefore, we need to compute for the lambda R, which is equal to 1.0 EFY. So this is equal to 24.072. Okay. So BL over T, 9.34. Lambda P, 9.149. Lambda R, 24.072. Therefore, the flange is considered as, okay, non-compact. Flange is non-compact. And then next, for the web, we will be using case number 9. Case number 9, ano yung HL over TW natin? We have 23.3. Okay. So, with thickness ratio is 23.3. Next, lambda P. Okay, the lambda P is 3.76. Square root of EFY. Ayan. So, this is equal to 90.53. So, 23.3 is lesser than 90.53. Therefore, the web is considered as compact. Okay? So, the flange is non-compact. The web is compact. And then, alam na natin, no, na non-compact siya. Punta na tayo sa table 506.1.1. This one. Ayan. So, yung section natin is wide flange. Ayan. On the x-axis tayo, no? Loaded on the x-axis. And then, compact. Ano yan? Non-compact. Compact pala. Okay. Non-compact, tsaka compact. Ayan. Therefore, we will be using 506.3. So, the limiting states, dalawa yan. Lateral torsional buckling, tsaka flange local buckling. Okay. So, proceed na tayo sa available, no? Available na yung i-compute natin. So, we have here the available flexural strength. Okay, according to 506.3, dalawa. We have here lateral torsional buckling, tsaka flange local buckling. Okay, 506.3. 506.3. Doubly symmetric I-shaped members with compact webs and non-compact or slender flanges bent about their major axis. So, LTB, ayan. The lateral torsional buckling, the provisions of section 506.2.2 shall apply. LTB daw, 506.2.2. So, where are you? 506.8. This one, the lateral torsional buckling. Okay. So, here, if you are computing for LTB, the limiting states under LTB, so we need to compare LB, LP, and LR. The limiting length. Okay? So, LB, LP, tsaka LR. Okay. LB natin is the unbraced length, which is equal to 3, yan, the unbraced length is 3,500. So, 3,500 millimeter. LP natin, LP is 1.76, yan, LP. 1.76 RY squared of EFY. 1.76 RY square root of EFY. Okay. So, 1.76. The radius of gyration on y-axis is 94.2. So, 94.2 multiplied by 200,000 divided by 345. So, the LP is equal to LP is 3991.802 millimeter. Okay. So, 3,500 is lesser than 3991. Okay. So, no need to compute for LR. Kasi LB now is lesser than LP. No? If LB is lesser than LP, therefore, if LB is lesser than LP, the limit state of lateral buckling does not apply. Lateral torsional buckling does not apply. Yun. So, LTB does not apply. Does not apply. Okay? Okay na tayo kay LTB. Next, proceed naman tayo kay flange local buckling. This one is the LTB. Ayan, hindi ko na nailagay. LTB yan. LTB. Flange local buckling naman tayo. Ano yung formula for our flange local buckling? So, balik na po tayo sa 506.3. Compression flange local buckling. So, for section with non-compact flanges, use this formula for the nominal flexural strength. Okay, so yung flange natin is non-compact. So, automatically, gagamitin natin tong formula na to. Okay, NMP, FYSX, lambda, lambda, RFP. Okay. So, we have here MN. Nasa x-axis tayo, no? Para hindi tayo malito, lagyan natin ng x. Ayan. MNX is equal to MP minus MP FYSX lambda PF lambda RF minus lambda PF MP 07 FYSX lambda R lambda P. Okay. So what is our plastic moment here? Plastic moment is equal to Fy Zx. Okay, nasa x-axis tayo. Fy Zx. So we have here 3, 4, 5. What is our plastic section modulus Zx? 2830 times 10 raised to 3. To 830 times 10 raised to 3. Okay? So the plastic moment is equal to 976.35 times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. Okay? Then, store na natin to sa A, no? Para mas mabilis. Store nyo sa A yan. Okay. Given naman na yung Fy 345, meron na rin tayong section modulus. This one, we are focusing on flange kasi non-compact yung flange natin. So, this is lambda for flange, lambda P for flange, lambda R for flange. Okay. So, direct substitution na siguro. MP, 976.35. Store nyo. And then, this one, 0.7 of 345. 345, no? And then, ano yung section modulus natin along X, SX, is equal to 2570 times 10 raised to 3. Yan, 2570 times 10 raised to 3. Lambda, flange lang tayo nakatingin, ha? Lambda, so 9.34. Sige, kulay ko na dito. MNX is equal to, sige, A na lang to, A minus 0.7 of 345 by 2830. 2830? 2570. Sorry. 2570. 2570. Times 10 raised to 3. No? Tsaka mo ngayon, idagdag to, lambda is 9.34 minus lambda PF 9.149 all over 24.072 minus 9.149. Okay? Therefore, tuloy ko na dito. Pasensya nyo na yung sulat, guys. Mahirap magsulat. Okay. MNX is equal to 963.865 times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. Okay? Therefore, under sige. Tama. LRFD na po. LRFD, we have phi MNX. So, phi natin is 0.9. So, we have 867. Ay, wait lang, guys. Ay, mali. Ay, tama. 963.865 tapos phi MNX. So, we have 867.4785 times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. Pero, i-convert ko na siya into kilonewton dot meter. Okay? Next. Para sa ASD, we have MNX all over omega. So, we have 577.165 kilonewton dot meter. Okay? 1657. Okay. So, ito na yung ating available yan, no? MT X. So, compare, hindi pa natin pala kinumpare sa required. Ano ba yung required? LRFD. 410 tsaka 230. 410. Okay. Much higher. Or much higher. Or higher. 410 tapos or 230. So, 230 kilonewton dot meter. So, ito naman yung ating M, required yan, MRX. X-axis pa lang tayo, okay? So, dito kasi sa problem na to, sa flexure along X, nagkataon kasi na yung LTB natin does not apply, no? Pero kung mag-a-apply yan, pag mag-a-apply, or kung meron yung value ng MN, ano yung consider natin? Kasi dalawang magiging MN natin eh. Merong MN dito, tsaka MN dito. So, we will be using the smaller. So, we will be using the smaller value. Kasi sabi dito sa NSCP, ayan, paulit-ulit na lang to na binabanggit sa NSCP, the nominal flexural strength shall be the lower value obtained according to the limit states of lateral torsional buckling and compression flange local buckling. Okay? So, okay na tayo along X. Kumbaga, kung balikan natin yung flexure formula, ayan, hindi pa natin kasi alam kung saan dito yung mag-a-apply. Kung dito, this formula. But anyway, they require same missing values naman. Meron kang PR, okay na tayo dyan. PC, okay na rin. MRX, okay na. MCX, okay na. MRY, given. Ito na lang, yung wala tayo. The flexural strength along the Y-axis if it is loaded on the Y-axis. Okay? So again, flexure ulit tayo. Flexure, kaso nga lang, Y-axis naman. Okay? So, ano yung required dito? We have here MUY, no? Pag LRFD, MUY. Pag ASD, we have MAY. Okay? Given yan. So, we have 110 tsaka 90. 110 and 90. Okay. Next, susunod dito is yung tawag dito? Yung slenderness of the element, di ba? Pero hindi naman na kasi magbabago eh. Slenderness of the element. May it be loaded on the X or Y axis, same lang yung magiging slenderness of the elements, no? Same lang. So, pwede nyo nang i-utilize to, yung ginamit nyo dito kanina. We know that the flange is non-compact, tsaka web is compact. Okay? Flange is compact. Ay, baliktad. Flange is Saan na? Ay, flange is non-compact, tsaka web is compact. Flange is non-compact. Tapos si web is compact. Okay. Again, y-axis, ganito po yung magiging orientation niyan, no? Ayan, it was magiging orientation sa 506, table 506.1. It is being loaded on its minor axis or the weaker axis. Okay? Or may bending. Okay, may bending on the weaker axis dito. Nakaroon ng bending dito. Dito naman kanina, ayan, on the x-axis. Ganyan naman. Eh? Ganyan, basta ganyan. Ulit. Ano ba yan? So dito, okay. Loaded on its x-axis. Nandyan yung loading. Or I mean, dyan mangyayari yung bending. Okay? 506. Balik tayo sa 506.1. So, kung yung illustration natin, loaded or bending on its y-axis. And then, most probably, ito na. Ayan. Tapos, yung flange daw natin is non-compact. Web slenderness is not applicable. Okay? So, we will be using 506.6. So, the limiting state is yielding, tsaka flange, local, buckling. Available na tayo. Available flexural strength. According to NSCP, yielding, tsaka flange, local, buckling. Okay, unahin natin si yielding. So, yielding, we have here 506.6. This one, 506.6. I-shaped members and channels bent about their minor axis. So this section applies to I-shaped members and channels bent about their minor axis. So yielding, Mn is equal to plastic moment is equal to Fy/Zy, but it must be lesser than or equal to 1.6 of Fy Sy. Okay. So yielding daw, Mn, this is equal to Mp, and it is equal to Fy Zy, but it must be lesser than or equal to 1.6 of Fy Sy. Okay. So Fy natin is 345. What is the section modulus? Zy. Plastic section modulus 1370 times 10 raised to 3. 1370 times 10 raised to 3. But it must be lesser than or equal to 1.6 of 345. Sy is 905 times 10 raised to 3. 905 times 10 raised to 3. Okay? So this is equal to 472.65 times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. And it is lesser than. Is it lesser than? What is that one? So 499. Yes, it is lesser than. So we have here 499.56 times 10 raised to 3 Newton dot, times 10 raised to 6, sorry. Times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. So, ito yung gagamitin natin na Mn. Okay. So, hindi mo na natin i-compute si LRFD, no? Tsaka ASD. Kasi, meron pang isa. Para to save time. Okay? Kasi, di ba, i-apply lang natin or yung gagamitin natin na available is whichever is the smaller value, right? So, meron pa namang isa. So, compare na natin whichever, kung ano yung mas maliit, dun na lang natin i-applyan ng LRFD tsaka ASD. Okay? Pero if you want to compute, wala namang problema. Okay? Just to save time. Ay tayo sa yielding. Proceed na tayo sa second limiting state, the flange local buckling. Okay, flange local buckling. Where are you? This one. For section with compact flanges, the limit state of yielding. Okay, hindi pasok yan kasi our flange is non-compact. Therefore, we will use this formula. Mn is equal to Mp minus Mp as Fy Sy lambda lambda Pf lambda R. Okay. Sige. Mn is equal to Mp Fy Sy lambda Pf all over lambda Rf minus lambda Pf. Okay. So, yung plastic moment natin is just this one, right? 472. So, store nyo to siguro sa A para mas mabilis. Store nyo sa A yan para sa MP. So, A minus 0.7 of 345. Sy is 905 times 10 raised to 3. What is our lambda here? Flange tayo, naka-focus kasi siya yung non-compact. 9.34, 9149, 24. Okay. 9.34 minus 9.149 all over 24.077 minus 9.149. Okay? So, Mn is equal to 469.399 times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. Okay, so comparing the two, the nominal flexural strength, we have here 472 versus 469. Therefore, this will prevail. Okay, this will govern, or yan yung magpre-prevail between the two. Since meron na tayong value for nominal flexural strength, we can now compute for the required, the available, LRFD. We have phi Mn. So that is equal to 422.439 times 10 raised to 6 Newton dot millimeter. But then again, gawin ko na siyang kilonewton dot meter. And then for the ASD, we have Mn all over omega is equal to 281.007 kilonewton dot meter. Okay, so these values, yan na yung tinatawag natin na MCY. Okay, MCY. Asan na si required? Yan, 110 tsaka 90. 110 and 90. Greater than 110, greater than 90. So, safe is 2 is yung tinatawag natin na MRY. Okay? So, kung i-analyze natin isa-isa, no? So, sa compression kanina, sa compression, ito yon, safe siya pag purely compression. Okay? Pag purely flexure, loaded on the x-axis, safe din siya. Ayan o. Sana? Safe din kanina eh. In this one, safe din siya, di ba? Safe, safe. And then, if it is flexure on the y-axis alone, safe din siya. Di ba? Safe din siya. So, if we are loading this moment or loads individually doon sa section natin, it is considered safe. So, ang tanong, what if sabay-sabay na na-experience yung mga forces tsaka bending moment ng ating element? Okay, safe pa ba siya? So, dyan na ngayon papasok si interaction formula. Okay? So, interaction formula. So, yung interaction formula natin, we need first to identify if PR all over PC is greater than or lesser than 0.2. Okay? So, unahin na siguro natin si LRFD. PR all over PC. What is our PR here? So, punta tayo sa compression. PR, yan. LRFD muna tayo, guys. 19 all over 5276. 19 tapos 5276. Ayan. 19 divided by 5276.688. So, this is equal to 0.36. Is greater than 0.2. Okay. So, PR all over PC is greater than 0.2. Therefore, balik tayo sa NSCP. We will be using what interaction formula? So, PR all over PC is greater than 0.2. Therefore, ito po yung gagamitin natin. Okay? This interaction formula. Or PC. Plus 8 all over 9 MRX MCX plus MRY all over MCY. And it must be lesser than or equal to 1.0 para makonsider siya na safe. Okay. So, PR all over PC. Sige, substitute na po natin. Dito na. 19 divided by 5276.688 plus 8 all over 9. Okay. So, MRX tayo, tsaka MCX. Under LRFD muna ha, LRFD. LRFD. So, dito muna tayo. Ayan. This is your MRX. This is your MCX. So, we have 410, tsaka 867. 410, 867. 410 all over 867.479 plus. Okay. Y na tayo. LRFD lang din ha. Ayan, LRFD. So, this is our MRY. This is our MCY. So, 110 tsaka 422. 110 divided by 422.459. Okay? So, is it lesser than or equal to 1.0? Okay, so, that is equal to 1.012 is greater than 1.0. Therefore, the section is not adequate. Adequate. Okay? LRFD. ASD, ganun din yung gagawin natin. To compare PR all over PC. Is greater than or equal to 0.2. ASD naman tayo ngayon nakatingin, guys. ASD. This one. We have 1, 2 divided by 3, 5, 10. PR all over PC. 1, 2. divided by 3510.765. So this is equal to 0.34 and it is also greater than 0.2. Therefore, we will be using the same formula. Ito. Direct substitution na natin. So what is PR here? We have 1, 2 divided by 3510.765 plus 8 all over 9 ASB MRX ASB, this one ASB 230 tsaka 577 230 all over 577.165 plus yung y naman natin, this one, ito 90 tapos 281 90 divided by 281.077. So is it lesser than 1.0? Okay, so the answer is 0.981 and it is 1.0. Therefore, the section is adequate. So anong ibig sabihin to? Bakit magkaparehas? Okay, magkaibang design strategy kasi. Okay, so pag LRFD daw yung gagamitin ni engineer, okay, sa site or sa design niya, pag LRFD, of course, the section is not adequate. Kinulang siya. It is greater than 1.012. Okay? Pero pag ASD, yung magpre-prevail or yung gagamitin ni engineer sa design, of course, the section is adequate. Okay? Section is adequate. Anyway, isa lang naman yung gagamitin. If we are designing, isa lang dapat yung magpre-prevail. Hindi po pwedeng halo-halo. May LRFD dito tapos ASD doon. No? Isa lang din. Okay? So the engineer will decide what design provisions, if it is LRFD or ASD. Okay? So, technically, if it is under LRFD, the section is not adequate. But if the design is under ASD, the section is adequate. Okay? So, ang nangyari dito, guys, again, individually, if in-apply natin yung load individually, compression lang, okay, or flexure lang, safe sila. Pero pag sabay-sabay na na-apply doon sa ating beam or na-experience ng beam or column natin, mag-fail siya. Okay, dito sa LRFD. It is greater than 1.0. Okay? So, just additional insight, no? Kunwari dito sa may compression. So, dito sa compression, kung hindi nyo na-satisfy to, the 527 is not greater, is lesser than the required, of course, mag-fail yan, di ba? Again, dito, if the available is lesser than the required, lesser, mas maliit. Kunwari, ang lumabas dito is 1.8. So, that is lesser than 1,900. So, technically, not safe na. Okay, or inadequate yung section. So, pag ganun, hindi ka na mag-proceed sa flexure or sa succeeding stresses, no, or succeeding forces or bending moments. Kasi nga, doon pa lang sa compression, nag-fail niya. Bakit mo pa itetest yung flexure or the combination of flexure? So, how much more pag nag-fail na yan, di matik, mag-fail na rin pag combination of loads yung na-apply or na-experience ng beam natin. Okay, so, do not proceed yan. Okay, so for the next example, the tension and flexure, no, I will just be giving the solution in the MVLE. Same process lang naman kasi medyo nakakatamad lang. Kasi nga, natapos na natin yung discussion, ulitin lang natin, tapos papasok. Ang bago lang talaga dito is the interaction formula. Yun lang talaga, yung bago dito. So, i-upload ko na lang sa MVLE yung solution for the problem number 2. And then, video sa example number 3 and 4. Okay? Video po sa 3 and 4. So, that's all. If you have any questions or queries, don't hesitate to approach me in the faculty. So, thank you everyone. Goodbye.